Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon. Welcome to the Money Grabs. I have this fresh information that is hard to swallow. It's a difficult one. It's not what we have been waiting for. It's not what we are expecting as we are approaching the appointed date for disbursement, which is something came out just now and is kind of giving me a headache. And I think I don't want to speak for anybody or answer for anybody. I will just let you listen to the voice note and form your opinion. Though many people, all these popular figures, self-acclaimed spokesperson of the Grand Atlas, they came out and they told us that 28 will be for the disbursement. And as we are gladly waiting for disbursement, which yesterday they clarified that it's between 28 and 31st that disbursement will happen. This information, I don't know, maybe it's going to, as in, maybe disbursement will still happen or not. But the point is giving us a lot of doubt, a lot of reason to think, a lot of reason to call out the Grand Antlers or to wonder why they have decided not to come out as in individually, that they have been using their, let me say, their proxies, they have been using their foot soldiers, they have been using their self-acclaimed spokespersons to update us on the situation. So just wait, let me give it to you as it's going to be.
Off if disbursement is going to happen on the 28th of July 2025, as we are already approaching 28. And when this factor of 28, the date was set that is when disbursement is going to take place, there were outrage in the grant ecosystem as the why disbursement is shifted again to 28. And the defense for this by the foot soldiers of grant handlers was that the IMF are going to start disbursement in other country in Africa before returning to Nigeria. At the time, some foot soldiers giving updates even assured the masses that the president is holding closed door talk with this IMF representative for them to start first in Nigeria. But the truth about this is this IMF going to other country in Africa that to return later to disburse grant in Nigeria are all fabrications, baseless lies. In the first place, there's no such thing like IMF in this grant involvement. All these names that are being peddled recently in the grant ecosystem, the IMF, the Swiss or Switzerland visit, all these are fabrications. Especially the factor of IMF going to other African countries to start out disbursement are all fabrications. As a fact, this grant was attracted by a highly reputable Nigerian, a humanitarian, and one who interest or intent in the world or calling was to see African and black freedom. So the fund was not just for Nigerians but to other African countries. But at the time, after the departure of this highly reputable Nigerian, which all of you already know, Professor Primi, the fund was still domiciled here in Nigeria. So ask yourself, where will disbursement supposed to commence from? Is it supposed to commence from elsewhere in Africa, or is supposed to commence from the country domiciling the fund, which is Nigeria, before even thinking of going to other West African countries? So why will anyone be telling the grant subscribers that IMF are going elsewhere to commence disbursement? The truth is disbursement is going to commence from the hosting African country, which is Nigeria, before going elsewhere to other African countries.
With Global, you've got the city at.
If you borrow 100,000 naira